Hi everyone. So, the self-awareness activity for the week of July 7th is love, quantum leap of faith, and cognitive distortions. So let's talk through it. So, Deepak Chopra defines pure love as something we embody. It's something that radiates from us like light from a bonfire or dreams from a dreamer, rather than something we parcel out to some and not to others. Love in its purest form is a state of being which can influence our behavior, but does not rely on actions in order to be felt or to have a positive effect. Love does not demand reciprocity. So whenever I find myself wanting to explain this card, I go back to the card because I think it says it all there. It's something that we embody. It is not specifically an act that we do. It is an energy, and it is an energy that radiates from the center of us, because what's in the center? It is our heart. It is our high heart. It is our connection to our higher consciousness, to our soul. So love in this regard is not denied to anyone, because it's not about somebody deserving it. It's about who we are. Now, the quantum leap of faith I also find really beautiful. This means that beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, there is a place of free fall. Here you trust that what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. Doesn't that sound like love? Unlimited benevolence. Infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. Ooh, you know what? Something just struck me there. But of course, because what I just said about love being centered in the essence of who we are, well, what is a quantum leap of faith? A quantum leap of faith in this regard, the way they're describing it, sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. Well, of course, when we stay in a frequency of love, and when that is our intention, is to embody that and exist in that and be that in the world, regardless of what actions we take, what are we going to do? We are going to be being guided by higher wisdom. Whether we have the template of having guides and angels, whether we work specifically with the God concept, whether we work strictly with the idea of higher mind and wisdom and consciousness, higher consciousness, this is what it's talking about. They fit together perfectly. So I feel like this is what you're being asked to consider as you go into your week, is the concept of love, how you've experienced it. Have you known people who emitted that quality? I remember for the first time ever experiencing that with my great uncle Walter, who was 99 at the time and still vibrant. And I remember when that man looked at me, I felt nothing but God, for lack of a better word. I felt that innocent, wise, expansive, completely real and tangible love emanating from him, not just for me, but just because that's who he was. And I remember that feeling so well, and I remember the experience of it so well, because it was so beyond him just having affection for me. It was the first time I'd met the man. But that has stood as a standard, and I think it's a really good one for us to remember. Now, the other way that I would look at this too, if you've never had the experience with another human, remember reading something from Anthony DeMello once, and it was a small book on meditations on how to love. And in the beginning, he's describing the difference. You know what it's like if you stand on a stage or in front of people and you're being applauded and appreciated for something that you've done for your work. There is that sense of feeling love coming from them or appreciation coming from them. Now you compare that to what it feels like to be standing in nature and looking out over the most magnificent sunset or sunrise, and you feel that appreciation in that moment of this awesome beauty and this spectacle of color and nature. That is more the quality of love as opposed to the first one. Both satisfy us in different ways. The first one is more ego-based. The second one is coming from something inside of us, and it's the appreciation of that thing rather than appreciation coming to us. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I think it will to some. Now, the awareness activity that you're being asked to work with on this case, cognitive distortions. Watch your vocabulary. You're on the lookout for cognitive distortions. These are statements that are not factually accurate. Each time you notice one, correct it on the spot. Change it for a factually true statement. Example distortion: I have nothing to wear. Example correction: I feel like I have nothing to wear. Or I don't want to wear anything that I own right now. So when you do that, notice how the feeling changes. One is so complete. One is very dramatic. I have nothing. And wow, doesn't that feel limiting? But when you change it and you go, yeah, I don't really like what I have to wear. Fine, you don't like what you have to wear. And now you are still open to getting something else. It's not a finite, I don't have anything. It's, I don't like what I have, and so it's an open-ended thing that allows you to change the situation rather than feel stuck in it. So how can that work with quantum leap of faith, which is the energy you're being asked to embody, and the idea of radiating love? Well, I guess the way I would position this for an actual exercise, for one thing, of course, you folks are going to read these cards and you're going to read what's relevant to you is going to pop out for you. So how I'm suggesting it is only a suggestion, okay? But the way I would look with cognitive distortions, I would look at them around the idea of love. I would look at them in terms of, okay, well, he never loved me. Well, actually, I think he probably really did. It's just, maybe he didn't love me in the way I wanted to be loved. Oof, doesn't that feel better? And truthful. Maybe he didn't love me the way I wanted to be loved. That may be a truth, factual statement, because that I can refer to myself. I'm not mind guessing him, okay? Now, the other way you might look at this too in terms of love is, I'm always the one giving and never receiving. Ooh. Is that true? Is that a factual statement? Check in. Where have others given you things, done things for you, expressed loving attitudes towards you, been there for you? And that's the other thing. How can you look at this and look at love and how it's shown up in your life in ways that you didn't identify it as loving? Was it the friend who was just willing to sit there and be with you while you were upset and not try to correct you, but just let you get it out of your system? Was there that friend that was there for you in times of pain and didn't try to talk you out of it, but just let you experience it? You know, was there that boss that understood why you couldn't quite live up to your job for that period of time and just allowed you the space to grow and work through whatever it was that was causing that? There are so many different ways we can experience love that is not action-based and that is presence-based, but not in a glowy kind of way like I described with my Uncle Walter, great Uncle Walter, but just through acts of kindness. that's also a form of experience of expressing love and receiving love. So I would say look at those things too in your life, and look at where you have shortchanged them or you by using cognitive distortions. And again, cognitive distortions are statements that are not factually based. So when you find yourself making them, pull back and say, okay, now can I check in with myself? What is a more factual statement? Because a more factual statement is more true. Okay? And again, the quantum leap of faith, for me, this is like, okay, you're being asked here, whatever is going on. Now, for some people, this might really be a reading about a love situation. And for some people, this is just going to be an exercise. But what it's really asking you to do is, in this moment of understanding how you can expand your concept of love, trust that there is an infinite, unlimited benevolence. There is divine love. There is higher love, higher purpose. There is presence beyond your personality in you and around you and in everybody else. All right? And act on that. Hold that energy. That, my friends, is it for next week. I think it could be very interesting. Take care.